and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to film a new video, part of my Diverse Reads series. And for today's video, it's going to be a story about today's book. It is Party of Two by Jasmine Guillory. And Jasmine Guillory is one of my favorite authors. I love her so much. So this is her 5th book, and honestly I think it might be like my 2nd favorite or 3rd favorite, or I think it's pushed to like the 1st favorite. So like my 1st favorite was The Wedding Date, then my 2nd favorite was The Royal Holiday. Now it's Party of Two for 3rd, but I think Party of Two might actually be pushed back to number 1 because it is so cute. The story is about Olivia Monroe, the older sister to Alexa Monroe from The Wedding Date. So Olivia is a cool lawyer that just moved from New York City all the way to Los Angeles to start a firm. So she's just basically starting a new chapter in her life, and she starts this firm called Monroe and Spencer with her best friend Elle. Where the story starts is basically Olivia goes to this bar one night, and she ends up meeting this guy who just happens to be at the bar. Like, it's just the two of them and the bartender, and they end up talking over cakes. They actually really hit it off. The person that she meets, as his name is Max. Later that night, Olivia turns on the TV and discovers that the guy that she just spoke to is actually Senator Max Powell, and she couldn't believe it. And so she's like in shock that she just had a long conversation with a senator, one of the eligible bachelors in California. Later on, she goes to like this event, and he is speaking at that event, and he notices her in the crowd. She felt like there was a vibe between them at the bar. Feelings were kind of mutual. He was interested in her too. And then later that day, Olivia gets this package at her work. It's a box with a chocolate cake and a note with a phone number. And so that is Max's way of basically asking her out. Olivia is a very independent woman, which I love. She basically does take her time to reply to Max. He takes her on a date, and so like their first date, they go to like this dinner. He goes under a disguise. After their first date, Olivia and Max start seeing each other, and things do actually get serious. A moment in the book that I loved so much, it was actually one of my favorite moments in the book, and it's when Max Powell met Olivia Monroe's sister, Alexa. Alexa was at this event because she's the chief of staff to the mayor of Berkeley. Max met Alexa for the first time, and it was kind of an awkward situation because at that time, Olivia and Max weren't public. He really wanted to impress her and really want to get to know her, but at the same time he had to keep it professional because he's the senator. Like any other story, there is drama or something that just kind of like shifts the relationship. So the relationship does get serious in this book. They do decide to go public. Well, mostly Max decides to go public. Olivia, throughout the whole book, is very clear on certain things, and like she doesn't want to do things unless if she feels comfortable. So going public was something that she really needed to think through before she actually did it, because she has a secret from her past. She got in some serious trouble when she was young, and it cost her her future. So what happened is that she did end up kind of like becoming a better person because she found a community center, and she became a better person. She grew up and she became this lawyer. When they're public, her secret does come out. Olivia can't really handle the pressure and the stress from, you know, being the senator's girlfriend, being in the public eye. The type of person that doesn't like all that attention. Let's talk about characters. Starting off with Olivia. So Olivia is someone that I really like. She's someone who thinks things through before she actually decides to do something. She's someone who is like so sure of herself. She is someone who knows how to handle herself, and she's confident. Then you have Max, who's the complete opposite. Max is the type of person who doesn't think when he makes decisions. He is kind of impulsive. Okay, he's very impulsive. He is so giddy. They're complete opposites. Max is very like really impulsive, and then Olivia is very cool and collected. So I really do like the two characters together, and I think their relationship together is just really cute. And you have Wes, Max's best friend, who's kind of like the voice of reason. Like, you have two people that are the voice of reason in this book, is Jamila and Wes. So Wes is the type of person who gives Max really good advice, and he's just always there for him. Then you have Jamila, who is one of Olivia's friends. And I love Jamila because Jamila kind of takes Olivia kind of under her wing. She always has her back. She's just someone who's just so supportive. Then you have Kara, who is Max's secretary. Kara is really cool. I actually like her. She's like the type of person who really understands her boss, and they have a really good relationship. They kind of have like a friendship, and she is always there for him. She always gives him good advice. Another thing that I really loved about this book is that even though she was dating a senator, the side characters, so like her friends, they understood that like she really likes this guy, and they encouraged her to keep seeing him, even though he's like a senator and he has all this like press and he's popular. They really supported her in this relationship, and I really liked that because honestly, I thought it would be the opposite. I thought her friends would be like, oh, because he's like so popular and famous, maybe you should like tone it down. Maybe you guys shouldn't see each other or something. She had supportive people on her corner who encouraged her to continue seeing him. And I also loved on Max's part, he had encouraging friends as well, Kara and Wes, who gave him some good advice as well. And I do love Max's character. I really love the fact that he's a senator. It made the story really interesting because I got to see things like he has recess, he has to go to like DC, and then he has to do things in LA, and I love how he goes to events and he does speeches, and it's just really interesting. And one of the things that I love about Jasmine Guillory's books is that she really focuses a lot on like the careers for each character. She gives them like these amazing careers, and it's not just about the relationship they have with their significant other, it's about the relationships they have with their friends and their family. It's also about their career. Jasmine Guillory focuses a lot on their careers and the importance of their careers, especially as women. Like Olivia's job, she is a lawyer, and she left a really nice firm from New York City to go to LA to start her own firm, Monroe and Spencer, with her best friend Elle. And I really love that about this book. But not least, the food. Oh my goodness, there is so much food in this story, and that's the thing that I love about Jasmine Guillory. All her books include food. So in this book, there's a lot of cakes. There's this one scene where Max is baking a pie, or trying to attempt to bake a pie for Olivia, and it does not go as planned. So of course Olivia helps him out, but it is so cute. The food really does make the book more adorable, and it makes you so hungry. So I would just let you know in advance, if you're gonna read this book, make sure you're prepared, because there is a lot of food, and it is so good that like I honestly wanted a chocolate cake after I read this book. I was like, I need a cake. This book is making me hungry. So that is Party of Two by Jasmine Guillory, her 5th book in her series. If you guys would like to see more reviews by Jasmine Guillory, comment down in the description box below. I would be happy to do that. So I hope you guys are all doing well, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye!